You know, one of the biggest lies I've heard coming out of this Jew hating camp is you are not allowed to criticize Israel. As a matter of fact, if you do criticize Israel, you are silenced. Not just silenced, you are likely in danger. Yeah, I don't think there is a group of people or a nation that is more criticized, ridiculed, slandered, dare I say, than the people of Israel, than the Jewish population. Maybe we could say America, especially in like the last 8 or so years. To be pro-America has oftentimes meant that you are the most criticized, ridiculed, you are the most bashed and slandered and things of that nature, right? More specifically, if you got that red hat on with those famous 4 words. But, you know, when it comes to Israel, it's interesting to me because I think because we don't get enough of a visual, right, of what's going on the ground, people make up these images of what it actually is. And so I feel it is part of my responsibility, part of my job, my calling per se, is to show y'all what's going on the ground. Now, here we have a video of, the equivalent of the libtards of Israel. Surprise, surprise, they have them there too. Yeah. Again, I know this doesn't go with the narrative of, nobody can criticize the government of Israel. It has become an industry, a profitable venture to do so across the Western world. Now, I would not suggest, but I would say try it when it comes to Islam in the 57 Islamic nations or the 22 Arab nations. I would say try it there just as an experiment in order to see where exactly you can get away with this sort of behavior, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what's going on with these smooth-brained wokety wokes over in Israel.
In one sentence, why should people refuse to serve in the Israeli army?
Because there's a genocide and you don't enlist into an army.
That's a dude, baby. Oh my, I was, oh my, yeah, this just gets better. No, we need to address that right there. Dear queers for Palestine, gays for Gaza. What would happen to a transformer in old Gaza? Or at least more specifically, what would happen to a transformer in the midst of Muslims? What would happen? Just go ahead and just give it a little guessy guess. Now, as far as what I've seen, best case scenario is you are harassed, maybe spit on, maybe hit a few times. Worst case scenario is you are flung off of a building. Yeah, flung off of a building. I'm going to go with that one. That's what's likely going to happen to you in the midst of the very people that these people are actually, quote unquote, standing up for. Now, again, this is a display. Like, the reason I'm doing this is to show you that not only can you criticize Israel and do it freely, but it is oftentimes perpetuated, right? Many of the individuals that are used for this pro-Palestine movement are these sort of self-hating Jews. There's nothing new about that strategy. So anyway, let us continue. That threw me off a little bit, but I'm gonna let him cook.
That's committing a genocide.
In one sentence, why should people refuse to serve in the Israeli army?
The IDF is continuing to behave the same way it's behaved since Israel's founding, which is furthering horrible death and violence and a circle of blood for everyone.
Now, you know what this reminds me of in the United States? The libtards, of course, but more specifically is the criticism of the very people that allow you to have what you have, right? If it wasn't for the IDF in Israel, which is many of the of age people, I guess 18 plus years old. I believe for women it is 2 years in the service, and for men it's 3. Somebody, I guess, gave me that breakdown, so I'm guessing that's correct. Somebody who lives there and is, I believe, a part of the IDF. So yeah, basically everybody who is of age is going to join the IDF at some point, if you're obviously able-bodied, able-minded, etc. So these people protesting, again, that's their right. That's their prerogative. You know, in America, we have people protesting against being a part of the military or serving their country, or people who just flat out hate their country all the time. But without the IDF, these numbskulls over here would literally have no nation. They would likely cease to exist. That's the God honest truth, because they're surrounded by people who want to eliminate them completely and absolutely. Null and void, gone. They want to wipe them out. They actually want to genocide them. The IDF has been the only thing standing in the way of that. I would put my last dollar on that fact. But yet always blamed for starting all these wars. I am still to hear one war that was actually started, instigated by Israel. Not your little cute conspiracies, your little Candace rabbit holes. No, I mean actual. Give me the proof. Give me the evidence. Please. Let us continue.
Horrible death and violence and a circle of blood for everyone.
Because the Jewish state that trying to present me wanna exterminate the people of Gaza, and we can't be silent. Never again is now for everyone.
Because it is committing genocide and it's not helping not Jews and not Palestinians. We are all in danger because of the Israeli army.
I'm sorry. Do you know how pissed off I would be if I'm out there fighting for my people's survival, and then my people are having full-blown rallies, protests against me, saying that I am committing a genocide? That would tear me apart, folks. And I have a certain level of threshold, I guess, when it comes to, or tolerance, when it comes to having arrows pointed at me from the very same people I look to help. But then again, if you look at the story of Jesus, was it not the people who were the closest to him? The people of his own land, right? There is no place for a prophet amongst his own. There is no home, no place to lay your head. Those will likely be the very same ungrateful people. Go back to Moses. You are freed from slavery, and the first thing you think to do is to complain about the food? You're getting manna from heaven, food falling from the sky, and the first thing you do is complain about the damn food, the choices? You want to eat the onions out of Egypt? You want... Sometimes I'm just like, let them go through it. Nah, let them. Let them.
הכאב שגורם רצח העם בעזה. הצבא של המדינה אליה נולדתי, על כל חייליו מגנרל לטוראי, הוא האחראי הראשי לזוועות הללו. כל חייל, מהטייס, ללוחם, לטכנאי, למדריך, לשוטר, למפקיר ולפקיד, אחראי לפשע הזה. כולנו שותפים מרצון ומהכרח לעבודון המתרחש במרחק כמה שעות בודדות של נסיעה מביתנו. הפך צה"ל לא רק לצבא שלא ראוי לשרת בו, אלא לאויב שעלינו להתנגד אליו. פרויקט הדגל של מדינת ישראל הוא טיהור הארץ משוכני הפלסטינים. מדינה שאלה יכולותיה אינה לגיטימית.
I get what's going on here. Look at this. This is the Jews for schmatzis. This is the Jews for the little mustache man. That's who these people are. Because you know they existed, right? You know there were Jews who were standing with the schmatzi man, the little mustache man. That's them. It's you basically holding up a sign with a target that says, like, drop the bomb here. That's essentially what that is. That's what I see. It's what I see when I see these woke. Oh, Lord, there's an Antifa flag in the back, of course. I just saw the Antifa flag. That's an extremist leftist group in America that sets cities on fire in the name of justice. Blows up Teslas because Elon made them upset. That's who those people are. And that's who the opposition is. So, this is a message directly to those who, have criticisms for the truth, because that's essentially what I'm pointing out at this point. Do you think that you would be told any sort of reality by the same individuals who've lied to you about everything else? And by them, I mean these woke, leftist, so-called progressive ideologues. They have lied to you about everything, and they continue to lie to you. Right now, we have one of the biggest uncoverings or unfoldings of the Russia hoax, etc., right? The same people who lied to you about that are the same ones who are pushing you to hold up that so-called Palestinian flag, crying out, free Palestine, when truly what you're crying out is allow the Islamic Brotherhood to continue to terrorize those who are unlike themselves. That's what you're actually standing for. It's mind-blowing, especially when we get into, those so-called right-leaning, far-right neo-schmazis. You are actually allied with the libtards. You have made an entire life of owning the libtards, and now you are siding with them because of how deep your hatred for Jews is. Your need for a scapegoat is so deep that you will side with the people who, in every other respect, in every other so-called, evaluation of your value system, you're in opposition to. That's how the Gay for Gaza can exist. That's how the jihadists can stand next to the transformer just for a little bit. They can both stand to hate the Jew, and then, of course, they will then execute one another. Or at least one will execute the other, right? The jihadists will do the executing. The transformer would just kind of stand there and take it and then blame white supremacy for it. Yeah, so they have their own wokety woke jokes over there in Israel. Look at that. Essentially, they have their own mentally ill kids on college campuses. That's basically what's going on here. That shows you how developed your nation is, by the way. When you start to have this level of mental illness just freely walking your streets, you know that you have reached peak, maximal Western civilization. That's how you know. That's your number one indicator. When you start having a scene like this on your campuses, it probably means we're close to like the world of WALL-E, when all of us are just sitting on these, robotic chairs moving around, consuming our food through a straw, watching screens as we scroll through those screens night and day, day and night. Sedentary. We're here now. We have reached the zenith of the capitalistic experiment. It's mental illness. That's basically that's the peak. Peak is mental illness. Whether you're on the far left or the far right, mental illness. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace. Aquarius. Where?
I've been up for hours, I've been up for days, you staring at the ceiling, I've been counting strays, you I've been in my feelings, I've been out of mind, I've been getting visions of the other kind. Yeah, I've been up for weeks, I'm in the counting blessings over counting sheep. I can never be the type to limit when it comes to me. I used to be the pleaser for the people I ain't even need.